is up, Wave Race community? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in today. We're doing something special this time. Every year I come out with the Shibby's rankings, or the Shibby list, whatever you really want to call it. Just the top 10 list of players. And I try to do it of all time, and I try to weigh it so that it's like relative. So if you played in like 2002, your stuff is still going to count in 2017. So yeah, that's kind of what the Shibby's rankings was. We didn't have an official rankings for a long time, so this is what we did. It's all opinion based, but I try to put as much emphasis on like skill and accomplishments as I can. But yeah, we got July 1st is today's date. Hope everybody's having a good year so far. We're about halfway now. Lots of activity in Wave Race over the last couple months especially. It's pretty exciting. I mean, I don't want to get into what everybody's been doing, because I'll talk about each player as we uncover the new Shibby list, the Shibby rankings. So, I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I will make a disclaimer about this list. You might notice players have like swapped places on the rankings in cases where they may not even have played in a long time, and I'll explain in more detail when we get to those examples. But for the most part, it comes down to what makes you good. My opinion of what makes you good has kind of changed a little bit since the last time I did this back in January, and back then it had changed a little bit from the time before it. So this continues to evolve. You don't even have to play to be included, but it's definitely going to help your cause if you want to go up on this list. Same with the official rankings list. The only way to go up on that list is to get good times and fill empty courses, like play everything. But I hope you got your coffee. It's about 10:07 here in Michigan in the USA. Now, I'm in Grand Rapids, but our community wraps around the globe. We've got Japan, we've got Sweden, we've got Switzerland, we've got Australia, we've got the US and Canada. Man, we've got Brazil. We've got everything. So let's get to this list, shall we? This stream won't be too long. I'll get to all of these. Alright. How about we start with some honorable mentions. I'll do this a little different than I did the last time, because I'll just name all three of them. And some people actually, right when they see just my honorable mentions list, some people might be like, what? Now, I lost sleep over this stuff. I lost probably about 6 hours of sleep over the last 2 nights, just trying to get this list to be a good representation. So, if you think, when you see this list, if you think, well, you didn't consider this, or something like that, you know? If that's what your thought is, you're wrong. I thought about everything, and it bothered the hell out of me. But I'm pretty comfortable that this will be, overall, a pretty good representation. So, we'll start with our HMs. You'll notice a few people on this list right away, just outside of the top 10 in alphabetical order. I have Admiral Smith, Game, and the Androgene. So Admiral Smith, yeah, he was number 6 last list. So what happened? Well, what happened is that new information has been uncovered about some other players that give their argument a more significant base. So it's not that Smith did anything wrong except for not play, because he went down. He's still in the list in the honorable mentions category, which is still prestigious. And if you haven't made it there, you should want to make it there, obviously. But right now, Admiral Smith, I have him dropped to the HM spot. He still has some solid times. Here, I'll bring up his time sheet here. Level runs. Alright, so we're looking at a 7th place time on Drake Lake. It's actually still the best time. That's not a 111. He has the best 112. It's a 112.0. That's pretty significant because only 6 people have a 111, and that's definitely notable to still be in the top 7 like that. So that's good, and obviously also a really low 115 on Southern Island. And these times are significant because they happened so long ago. So you guys who are playing right now, you have all of these videos to watch. You can watch me stream, or you can watch Gilly stream, or just watch his tutorials. This guy was doing all of that without any of that, just doing it based on the feel of the game, maybe asking Ilu some questions at the time. So pretty awesome stuff. Game was in the top 10 also. He dropped out. He has been a bit inactive lately. And we did play during that ranking period. And he's still good. He can definitely hold his own. We played championship mode mostly. But yeah, he's got a 103 benchmark time on Sunny Beach, something that Admiral Smith doesn't even have. So, definitely good stuff. By game, he's still in the top echelons of Wave Race, being on this list, I think. Yeah, and a 115.5 on Southern Island. That's definitely pretty good. The Androgyne hasn't submitted in a long time either. But he's still sitting pretty on the HM list. He didn't get bumped down. 2 players that did get bumped down are Quick Persons, IND, and who was the other one that we lost? I'll just look, that way I don't guess and get it wrong. The other person that we lost was Stone Cold Hard 12. I thought that's who it was, but I didn't want to say it and sound like an idiot. But yeah, RIP to all of those players who went way down. But one cool reason that people go down is that a new player may have surpassed them. A player that wasn't on this list before. But anyway, so there we go with the honorable mentions. So these players either haven't played enough to reach the top 10 or haven't played enough to stay in the top 10. But yeah, that brings us to the list. And since Admiral Smith is out of the top 10 now, that opens up a spot within the top 10. And there's a lot of players who have earned new spots on this list, and I just tried to base it as much on like overall skill in time trial, and I do count RTA as well. I wanted to weigh that in a little bit and make sure that it gets players who are accomplishing times in that category are getting credit for that. But number 10 definitely has to go to Andy Panther. And the -1 next to his name is because he was number 9 last ranking period. But number 10 is still formidable. He completed his time sheet, so he's got a submission on every stage, and I believe every one has video proof on it as well. So check out his videos. He's very consistent across the board. For example, I'll pull him up here. Okay. Andy Panther. Clicking on you here. Clicking on your name. Alright. So just a shout out in championship mode. He's got 4th place in championship reverse, 3rd on hard. And other stuff too. Obviously, I'm just not choosing not to read everything. Geez, man, you play so many games. Let's go down to Wave Race here. Yeah, consistently, I mean, everything on reverse, he's got top 6. He's only got 1/6. Everything else is 5th or better. His laps, most of them are top 10. There's just like one that's not. I mean, come on. This guy is definitely in the top 10. Just look at all of these. 7th place on Marine Fortress and on Fort Blue. And those are forward times, so those are really competitive. And 8th on Twilight City. So good stuff. Andy Panther definitely earning that top 10 spot. Sorry that you did go down though, but you're not the only one on this list that went down this year. And you'll see what I mean. In fact, one of our GOATs, one of our greatest of all time and former champion players, also went down once again this ranking period, and I'm talking about Jason Walls. And if you don't know that name, it's because he's before your time. He's before my time. He's before Ilu's time. So, he's from way back in the day, but he is significant because he was very likely the first player to get a lot of times like a 104 on Sunny Beach, and like stuff like that. Just really old school stuff. One of the innovators of the dive, most likely. So, cool stuff. Still has some really good times. And just to check on that too, because I was looking through this the other day, just to like see his times. Like, he's got a 104 on Sunny Beach. Granted, it's not a very good 104, but he's got a 107 on Sunset Bay, 107.0, which is the best 107, closest to a 106, and it's 14th place overall. And we don't have dates on a lot of these, but that is likely accomplished like around 2007 or so. You could ask Gilly, and he would know a little bit better. So, Jason Wall's still a legend and still in the top 10, even though he hasn't submitted, and no one has been able to contact him from the community. Cool stuff, right? So, number 8 is the teacher of Wave Race. This guy brings in a lot of new people, helps them like learn the ropes of the game. He makes tutorials. Of course, I'm talking about Gilly Guide. Gilly Guide went down a spot, but he definitely got a lot better than he was last year. So going down is not a bad thing in this list, because staying on the list is really what what is a big accomplishment, especially when we have the shakedown that's going on right now. But Gilly Guide, ranked number 7 last period, down to number 8 this year, but earned his spot again. A couple of new benchmark times on reverse. I'm going to bring up his timesheet now. So, Gilly Guy, just looking at ILs, we've got like, oh man, 49th place on, that's not right, 11th place on Sunny Beach. I think I also, your times are funny because they're like mixed. It shows a bunch. Oh, this one's cool though, the 109 on Marine Fortress that you just got. That's the new benchmark time, I do believe. That's 109.966, or it was the benchmark at the time when he got it. And then someone got a 108. So that's a 4th place time still. He does have a bunch of other ones that are in the top 10. Sunset Bay, 106.1. Twilight City, 125.8. That's 5th place. That's super legit. And obviously, he's got a bunch of good stuff in reverse. Everything's in the top 6. He's got a 2nd place in there on Marine Fortress reverse with a 111.2. And obviously, I'm not even talking about his full game runs. Just bring up his full game timesheet and look at how many medals he has. Do that on your own time, because I'm not going to read all of these. There's like 50. I'm exaggerating, but there's a lot. So, Gilly God, congrats. Staying on the list and holding down number 8. Now, now it gets crazy. So I play this other game. It's called Snowboard Kids, and I've held a lot of the world records in the game. But whenever I hold them, whenever I beat a time, the person who I beat just beats them right back. Beats my times right back in that game. And oh crap! Now that guy has decided to play Wave Race, and that guy's name is Korohoshi. And I think that's how you say it. I might be wrong. But he just blew up like a couple months ago, maybe not even 2 months ago. Just started submitting times. And he's no joke. I'm going to bring up his times page. He's got 3rd or better on every reverse course. He's got 2 2nd places on reverse and 3rd on 6. And then everything but Sunny Beach, his 1 lap is in the top 10. Sunny Beach is 12th on 1 lap. And his best placing looks like it's Port Blue 1 lap, because that's 5th place. And that's his best on 1 lap. But check out his 3 lap. Sunny Beach, the 103 will come, Kairohoshi. You will get that. Don't worry about it too much yet. But the 104.5 is still good. It's 13th place, and that's the worst. That's your worst placing on the whole map here. 5th place on a couple of levels like Marine Fortress forward, 3 lap, and Port Blue. The 118 just yesterday. I saw it happen live. So that's awesome. 118, for your information, might be like one of the hardest ones to get, one of the hardest benchmark times to get. So I did update the list of benchmark times and the names. I was proud to add his name to that list. That was awesome. So, number 6, man. Number 6 was so hard to decide. Don't worry, I'm not trying to decide right now. It's already there. I'm just stalling because I'm trying to enjoy my coffee. Guess we could use some other music. How about... No? Okay, yeah, we can do that. This decision always kills me. It's like... definitely between 2 players. If you've been around the scene for a while, you know who these 2 players are. And I made a last-second decision here earlier this morning. Actually, before I made the coffee, I made a change to my list, and the result is what you will see. Alright. So, number 6, I used to call him the wave scientist. And it's analogism. The only other player right now is to have a 115 on Glacier Coast, which I have a huge respect for that, because I remember how hard it was for me to get my first 115, and that was a massive celebration after that. So he's accomplished that. He hasn't played much since, but he's also got some really respectable times like Drake Lake. Pretty sure he had reported a 111.5. Let me check on that. Yeah, 111.593. So that's still really good, obviously. Otherwise, though, other than Glacier Coast, currently he doesn't hold any top 3 times, not even on his one-lap accomplishments. And pretty sure that one day he'll pick the game back up and come back to it and accomplish a bunch of things. But right now, his inactivity is kind of affecting him down on the list. He's going down a bit because of it, but it's not actually that bad. Honestly, to be top 6 in this environment right now is still huge, but when he went from number 4 to number 6, and one of the people who passed him hasn't submitted anything new, but I know that they're playing too, behind the scenes a little bit. But yeah, it comes with a lot of tension, as Ulu was saying in the chat, this decision to drop Analog down to number 6, seeing as I do still think he's one of the greatest players ever to play. It really is. To be able to get a 111.5, and it happened in 2015, that, or maybe early 2016, I don't really remember exactly when, because I'm not looking at it, but I know that's awesome. So we'll move on to the top 5 here. Top 5, obviously, very prestigious. We are in the household names now. So if you make it into the top 5, consider yourself one of the best, definitely. There's no... I mean, if you're in this top 5 list, you can say I'm one of the best Wave Race players in the world. And you wouldn't be upsetting me, you wouldn't probably be upsetting anybody on this list. Because they'll know, and the Wave Race is a game of skill. And patience. So you gotta have both skill and patience and perseverance. You cannot give up. Trust me on that. You'll end up like me on Drake Lake if you just give up. Forever second place. Or worse, maybe soon. Maybe soon I'll be worse than second place. But let's get to this list. So coming back out of the woodwork, a player who I definitely have a lot of respect for, a former world record holder of this game, specifically of Sunny Beach. I'm putting Ryan Lockwood here, holding on to his last season's position of number 5. Sticking with number 5. So one reason that he moved up above Analogism, because the last 2 times these players have swapped again. And this time neither of them submitted anything. I just had to make a judgment call, and I did talk to Lockwood, and it sounds like he's been playing. He's even PB'd a couple of times on Drake Lake, and he has a time that would be 3rd place, but he doesn't have it submitted. But for me, Lockwood's the kind of guy that he's not just going to tell me that he did something without having done it. And if he was going to just do that, why wouldn't he just say that he got a 111.1, you know? Why wouldn't he just say that? Lockwood, one of the top players in the world. He'll get a random 0.6 second improvement on a level after only playing the course for like 10 minutes. Absolutely insane. Really hope that he comes back and starts playing a little bit more, though. For sure. No, that's not appropriate music for this next one. How about... I want to find a good song for this next guy. No, this one's only gonna last for a minute. How about this? This is appropriate. Okay. So, number 4. We're in the top 4 now, you guys. And I'm particularly excited about number 4 because it's somebody new. And, he had been playing when I made the last list, but he had only gotten like one notable time. And since then, he has gotten a benchmark time on every level. He's pushed the benchmark times on a couple of levels. And he just tied an untied world record in reverse on the course that you hear this music from. And of course, we're talking about Mo _Mo. Another new player. He's only been with us for probably about 6 to 9 months, somewhere in there. It's from Canada with Gilly Guide. Just to look at his time sheet, he's got a couple of second places here. Most notably Twilight City. Got that mid 124, 124.696. So that's awesome. That's a solid second place. And his single lap was a second place as well. And then, what I thought was really cool, just like yesterday or the day before, he submits a 108.653, which is very close to the current world record. It's only 0.3 behind, not even 0.3 behind, which is I think like 6 frames? He's only 6 frames behind me on Sunset Bay Reverse. And if you think about it, everybody's going to start somewhere. Once he gets a taste of a world record, once he beats one, I know this guy's going to blow up and start taking a bunch of other world records. So watch out for Mo. Definitely welcome to the top 10. Busting right into the top 5. In fact, number 4. So hopefully next steps that we see from Mo would be like completing the reverse timesheet for time trial. Maybe doing a RTA run or 2, posting those times. We'll see. You'll see his timesheet be completed here. Oh, by the way, just looking at it, his worst placing across the board is Sunny Beach. Still a 103 though. It's a 103.9 and it's 8th place. Everything else is better than 8th place. He's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 bronze medals for 3rd places and 2 silvers for 2nd. So congrats, Mo. Definitely well-earned spot on the list, man. The upcoming champ. Definitely Andy Panther. I agree with you there. He could overtake our current champion. And I don't want to give away who that is because that's on this list too. Well, according to the official list, I'm the current champion. He could overtake me. And I really think that he could. But I'm not going to give away who I gave number 1 on this list to. No spoilers. Just coffee, wave race music, and this guy talking to you in a In the Groove shirt. All right. So, number 3. I think this guy's in the chat room right now. Another one of our former champions of Wave Race 64. Current world record holder. As is all 3 of our top 3. They are all current world record holders. So, this one hasn't changed from the last time. You know who I'm talking about. It's Illu, dude. Long time, one of our greatest of all times. Still holding a world record that hasn't been toppled since 2014. And that's Drake Lake. Currently, that is the longest standing world record held by one player. And it's a 111.212. Still, nobody else has a 111.2. And only one other player has a 111.3. And then officially only one other player has a 111.4. But the myth is that Ryan Lockwood also has a 111.4. So we'll see about that. I bet you that's true. But definitely, Illu still top 3 on a lot of the one laps. And you've got medals across the board. Second place still on Sunset Bay. And Sunset Bay, I think, is one of the more optimized levels. This guy plays the game at a higher level than any of us. I just tend to think the only weakness that he has is dealing with RNG and, like, dive mechanics. I think otherwise, Illu is still the best player here, even though he hasn't submitted a PB in over a year. Let me see. Would have been May 19th of 2016, so over a year since his last PB. But it's such a strong one that there's no way that anyone has earned his spot yet. He's still number 3. So good stuff. Moving on here. Number 2. There's a certain wave race track that would fit this well. No, that's not it. Alright. I don't... Is this the last place music? This is the music that... You can't give this person last place music. No. Where's the one that I wanted? I thought it was in here. Alright. So, second place. This guy is always pushing the game just a little bit further. Like, whenever the champ gets complacent and thinks that his time is unbeatable, this player comes and shows, you're not that good. Watch how it's done. 107 on Marine Fortress. Hayate, man. I thought last year that Hayate surpassed Illu once again, just in, like, overall times. His spread is a bit better, quite a bit better. It's got quite a few second places, like Marine Fortress, Port Blue, so both of the M Jetter levels. He did, just the other day, tie the world record on the one lap time on Marine Fortress. He's currently a world record holder. Again. So all 3 of our top 3 players currently hold a world record. That's the first time that has been the case in a long-ass time. So really good stuff to Hayate. Still holding on to 3rd place on Sunset Bay. That's on the same frame too as Illu's 105.5. 3rd place on Southern Island, and that one is probably 3 years old. And of course, he's easily 2nd place if all you count is reverse times. Easily. He's actually more easily 2nd place if all you count is reverse times than he is if you count everything. But counting everything just makes him more, just overall, just like better laid out with all of these. His worst place His worst submission is 8th place, and he has a submission on everything. His best is obviously the world record on Marine Fortress 1 lap. So, good stuff, especially considering the fact that he's also the 1080 Avalanche Universal Champion with every world record, and he has in the past held every world record in Wave Race as well. Oh, he also holds most of the world records in 1080 snowboarding for the N64. He has 2 second places, it looks like. But that's what we're up against, people. This guy is a world-class gamer. I should have mentioned Ilu, too. Still one of the top GoldenEye players, and that's one of the most competitive speedrunning communities out there. That's what we're up against. So, and that moves us to our current Shibby List champion, which, it's me. So, and I'm Shibbypod, and I give myself the #1 spot because I do currently hold all of the RTA records and all but 2 of the time trial records, and on those 2 I have 2nd place. So bring it on, boys. Definitely want to see more competition. I think that it's out there now. You guys are making me sweat on a couple levels, especially Hayate and Mo getting close to my times on a couple levels. And Ilu, I just can never beat you on Drake Lake, man. I've kind of written it off as a loss at this point. These rankings are rigged, yeah. Sorry, you guys, that I gave myself I made it so that I couldn't lose. That's... I based it on statistics, therefore I couldn't lose. I rigged it. Yeah. But good stuff to everybody, especially in the top 10. But everybody, even the people on the HM list, and if you didn't make it on this list, aspire to do so. You don't have to do much, just play the game and submit your times. That way I get to see it. If you have videos, I get to watch them. We have the Discord chat. One of my mods, please post the Discord link in the chat. And come in there and just ask questions, talk about the game, talk about your cat. Show us pictures of your cat. We love cats in the Wave Race Discord. Everybody's got a cat. Or most everybody, anyway. We love Subaru WRXs. At least 2 of us drive a WRX. I think Analogism might have driven one, he said, too. That would make like 3 of us. But yeah, we've got good conversation going on in there. And keep in mind, these rankings, these ones are for fun. These aren't going to be our official rankings, but if you want to see your name on this list, you have to just play. Same with the other ones, but with the official list, play, you'll see your ranking go up. On this list, I just try to make judgment calls. And I've been around for a long time. I've been playing Wave Race since 2013. Actually before that, but I've been playing it pretty seriously since then. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, also, my stream now has a subscribe button. I got my sub button. So if you want to support me, anything I earn on Twitch will go right back into the Wave Race community, whether it's an addition to my stream that'll make it easier for players to follow along with what's going on, like my recent input viewer purchase, or anything like that. Any money that I make on Twitch goes right back into my Twitch, which goes right to the Wave Race community. So for sure, subscribe if you want to. Maybe we can make this thing a little bit bigger and get some more people. Maybe Mo isn't our future champion. Maybe we have somebody who's just watching this, and this is their first time watching anything that has to do with Wave Race. You know, that way. Koira Hoshi just subscribed with a $4.99 sub. Thank you so much, Hoshi, man. You just earned number 6. Koiro Hoshi moves up to number 6 on the all-time. I'm just messing with you, man. But thank you so much for the sub, and congratulations on getting number 7 on the list. Definitely pretty awesome. I'm gonna stream for just a little bit longer. We'll just kind of chat in here, talk about the future of Wave Race. I'll talk a little bit about the future of my stream. This would be a good time to like end my highlight for the Wave Race top 10. Okay. I'm catching up on the thing there. But yeah, so this is our current Shibby list now, updated to the up-to-date, effective today, July 1st. And just to review it, we got me, I'm still the champ right now, but that's according to me, of course. I didn't move on this list. Number 2 is Hayate, another former champion of the game, current world record holder, current champion of multiple games too. Illudu, number 3, a former champion and world record holder, current world record holder again right now in this game. Mo, a rookie of the year so far, coming in with a full benchmark sweep on forward. Ryan Lockwood, could he be returning to the game? We did see him stream yesterday for about 300 or more viewers. Analogism, will he return? Will he take Glacier Coast? You know, what's he gonna do next? Will we hear back from him? Koiro Hoshi would be the rookie of the year had it not been for Mo. Definitely the strongest new player that we've seen in the later months of the year so far. Gilly Guide, our trainer, our personal trainer, makes sure that we don't get injured. He'll tell you to stretch before you play, take breaks, and drink water. The water's not just good to jet ski on, you also need to drink some of it, at least on occasion. Jason Walls, the oldest school player on the list. Unreachable, cut off from society. He probably has a cabin in the woods. He's too busy chopping logs and burning them to play Wave Race and get any more PBs. And Andy Panther, cutting it close, probably, with our Admiral Smith, but making it onto this list. Persistence paid off in this case, completing all of those times on the timesheet. It's good stuff to everybody there. Our HMs, Admiral Smith, Game, and the Androgene. Hopefully we see more activity from those guys. I know Game said that he's going to play. He's not going to be happy he's not on the top 10 right now. But yeah. So, my plans for my stream here. For my stream, one time a week from this point on, and it's going to be on Sundays. Here. Morning, babe. My wife is awake. Good thing you're dressed. I'm streaming live.
Are you naked?
So my stream will be... Oh, thank you. My stream will be scheduled from now on. It's just going to be once a week. And it's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is our preliminary time. I know that this falls on a weekend, so my internet might be... like down throttled, and if that ends up being the case, if I try a bunch of times on Sundays and it just doesn't work, I'll change days. But 6 to 9 p.m., she'll be busy at work. I'll be at home, able to stream with only...
It sounds like I never would let you stream.
No, she lets me stream whenever I want. Obviously, I'm streaming right now when I should be making her breakfast. But, yeah. So that's what's going on right now. Oh, I got my first subscriber, Clara Hoshi.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, basically he paid to get on my list.
Okay.
Nobody tell him. Now, he made it in at number 7, and this is his first time being ranked.
Yay.
Did you get your coffee?
Yeah.
Is that why you woke up?
Yeah.
She was sleeping, so... So the first stream's not going to be this weekend. I'm going to be out of town tomorrow. So July 8th.
You sleepy?
So we'll start this thing on July 8th. Like I was saying, definitely... Yeah, Emma could make it onto the Shibby list. All she has to do is get better than either Gilly God, Jason Walls, Andy Panther, or all 3.
Oh, I can do it.
Okay, she says she can do it. You heard it. So she's going to be on the 2018 Shibby list. You heard it from her. Oh, I can do it. Those guys are scrubs. Yeah. Emma could make the cut. So, we'll see. What'd you get on Sunny Beach? Do you remember?
I know I was in like the top 30.
She got a top 30 time. It was like one of her first attempts, and she got max power like every time she tried. She's better at max power than I am. Yeah. It is over 9,000. We woke up super early because she was walking around on the bed.
I think I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Emma makes the ugh sound, and then I have to wake up and let the dog out.
Well, I was still recovering from last night.
I don't know if I want to tell the stream what happened last night. We don't have to talk about it.
I told my mom. She was like, Jesus.
Let's just say there was some natural healing involved. Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Good stuff. Yep.
You want me to make breakfast?
You want to do that?
I'm better at it than you are.
What? The shit talk.
I wake up.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you shit talking you. I'm sorry.
Oh
I could
man.
get on the shimmy list if it was like a kickboxing competition. I could definitely win.
She thinks the Shibby list is a kickboxing competition.
No, I'm just saying I would be on that list if it was. You promised me a punching bag too.
I know. I gotta make a little bit more money before I can buy a punching bag. I'll buy you a punching bag. But